what are the advantages of minimally invasive? This is something we all know that the mission is magnified, patient is go home very early, very less blood loss, and it's instrumental response, shorter space for recovery, least complication because we have less medication. So patient has all the since we have detected less, created less raw area, these patients are less resistant, less post-operative radiation problem, they have to wait, and then hernias don't happen, no infection rate is less. These are all the advantages. So now we will see that there are 3-4 modalities of minimal invasive. Single stick laparoscopy, because it is a stick, it doesn't move anywhere. And then the robotics, and then hand assisted. Now nobody does hand assisted. You know, like you put a laparoscope and then you put a hand port and do that. Now everybody does a total laparoscopy or robotics. We have to look at the both technology. If you see the difference between the laparoscopy and robotic case, there is no EndoWrist technology in laparoscopy. It is purely dependent on surgeon experience. A fantastic laparoscopic surgeon may do same as a robotic, but it's a pyramid. We are all at the base. Few people excel. It would take 5 years to achieve a very good, tough, complex oncological surgery at the tip of the pyramid. A lot of instrumentations are dependent in that. So there is a steep learning curve. Dexterity is not there. It is counterintuitive movement. Means, you know, you have to move right, you have to move left, you have to move above, you have to move down. You look up and operate. It's a two-dimensional monitor. A lot of stress on the shoulder and this, which are all sort of catered off totally in the in case of robotic, because they have got an EndoWrist technology. The instruments are intuitive. You want to move right, you just move right, and you want to move left, it moves left. So such instruments are there. So one of the reason why laparoscopy didn't become very, very popular in oncology is because of the technical problems. Because of all these things, because the disease per se, management of lymph node dissection is very important, the margins and the excision. So the technology built this, that is when it actually took it up like flare. If you see that it added 3-dimensional view, degree of freedom, and then, you know, you can sit and operate, you don't have to start. Simple thing is, see the intuitive movement of the instruments. You can just bag the specimen in 1 minute. We know that in oncology, you retrieve the lymph nodes or the specimens, you have to put it in the bag. I see in laparoscopy, you keep struggling. I'll show you a classical example of how it is. This is a case where a pelvic lymph node dissection I am doing. You know that it's working in the obturator between the psoas major muscle and then the iliac vessels. So you know that in laparoscopy or open, you would give these vessels to your assistant and tell them to retract it and then hope that they never move, which is very, very tough, and the camera is not stable. And in case of robotic, here comes the third arm, the best resident of us, which goes down and holds the vessels, just pushes the vessels out on that side. It stays there as long as you want. Now you can go down in a stable, magnified 3-dimensional camera view and go up, which is something which makes very safe to do complex lymph node dissections in gynae onco at different levels. Second thing is the suturing is very easy. So you encounter a minor problem, bleed in the vessels, or you have to suture the bowel, bladder or ureter. Suturing is very cakewalk in robot because of easy. You can do from left hand or right hand. So if you see what are the significant milestones that are available in that, you can, the most important thing is US FDA approved in 2005 April only to do a complex gynec procedure, and which actually changed. These are all the advantages, the very short learning curve, what all I have enlisted. I will not go into detail, I will just show in a couple of slides. This is something very important which people notice. I told you technology is surgeon driven, unfortunately partly sometime the market driven. So patients will not have the knowledge what is right. So it is very important for us to tell, and this is what was put up in US News. They generally found that if the minimal invasive laparoscopy robot is available in the hospital, and they sort of, you know, take off very early, and they thought, is that the healthcare reform is here in this form? Unfortunately, but it's very important that we go evidence based. Just because we have a tool, we should not use it. We should not find a tool first, then invent an indication. There should be an indication, the tool should be used appropriately. This is the trial which changed everything. This is a GOG LAP2 trial which showed laparoscopic endometrial cancer, the type 1 extrafacial hysterectomy, lymph node dissection, oncological outcome, completeness of surgery, lymph node harvesting, overall survival, disease-free survival, long-term outcome is not inferior to open, and it is same. This is the one which put it into level 1 evidence for endometrial CA. This is a well-conducted randomized trial, so which actually put it beyond doubt that yes, laparoscopy is not inferior and you achieve the same results, giving all the benefits of minimal invasive. But if you look back in that, I told you laparoscopy is technique dependent, the optics is not favoring complex surgery, instruments are not favored, they are opposite to what you do in open. So if you see that there was nearly 20 to 25% conversion, which means poor visibility 14%, bleeding, which means there is a technology which is equivalent to open. Unfortunately, 1/3 of patients are not benefited by that. So this is what the GOG do. Then these trials went on to add 2 more randomized trials, TASI and MELOSI. They also showed laparoscopy is no inferior to open in endometrial CA.